Raise your hand if you've ever done a gig with a plain old guitar cable and you realize you didn't have enough room to move. Raise your other hand if you've ever forgotten to wrap the cable in your strap and then stepped on it during a show and unplugged your guitar. Awkward. If you've been to the channel before, you may have seen my reviews of the X5 wireless systems, which I quite like and have had fine experiences with, but I had this gig coming up at a great venue called Starland Ballroom here in Sayreville, New Jersey, and the stage is quite a bit bigger than the local clubs I've been playing. On top of that, there are going to be 5 other bands and all manner of wireless equipment left on during our set. So when the people at Nux reached out to me about their B8 Pro, I thought the timing was perfect to try a more advanced system out. Also, I have to admit, I thought the brand was called Nux, and I got all excited because my puppy Knuckles, well, we always call him Nux. In the box, you get the transmitter and the receiver and the different power cables, as well as a USB if you want to charge the transmitter up that way. You've got that cool little sticker on the back if you need to stick it to the side of a rig too. Here you have the receiver, and you see you can just plug it in with a regular adapter. You could also do a 3/4 out. It's got a USB for power, and that little button that was a switch there was for a lift and a ground. Once it's plugged in, it'll say searching for a signal until you turn on the transmitter. One cool thing is that you can charge the transmitter just by sliding it onto the base of the receiver there rather than having to use the USB cable to do it, but you can do it either way. I like this because we can just leave it plugged into the back of the rig that we travel with, and it's always charged when I go to use it at a show. Now to get going with it, you just turn on the receiver by holding the button for a moment, and you'll see it flashes green, and then the receiver will see it in a second. Then you've got the readout screen, which has all your basic functionality on it. To plug it into the guitar, it comes with a couple foot long cable that has a 1/4 inch on one side and then this cool, really secure way to plug it in on the other so it doesn't get loose. The default screen just shows the volume coming in, but you can hit this button and engage the tuner, and then if you're keeping the receiver by you and running a long cable over to your whatever rig or amp you're using, you can then use it as a tuner. I want to show you how this sounds here in the studio, and especially that cable boost feature. First though, let's time travel back to the night using it at the Starland gig. So I'm at the green room at Starland Ballroom before a gig. Stage is pretty big, and there's a lot of bands tonight. There's 6 of us, I think, with a lot of wireless equipment. So I'm pretty glad I brought the Nux Wireless so that I can feel sure that I'm not going to have any interference or any problems. Back in the studio here because I realized I didn't tell you why it is that I feel secure about it. The Nux B-8 comes with something they call intelligent frequency hopping. It's scanning the 2.4 megahertz or gigahertz spectrum, and anytime it finds interference, just automatically switches for you. It's also transmitting on a 1 megahertz narrow band, so it has essentially what works out to 79 channels that it can choose from if it's bouncing around. Then it's got something called 6-level stability, which has to do with how many transmissions it's sending in a short amount of time. It's doing like 12 every 8.9 or 8.7 milliseconds. And well, I guess we're not going to get all super technical here. The point is, it has a really robust switching system and intelligent switching so that you're not going to run into interference problems. Anyway, I'll get some live footage and then I'll get back to the studio with this thing tonight, tomorrow, and we'll talk about it in more detail. The show went great and I had no problems with connection or sound. I have seen a few comments online with people expressing dropout concerns, but I didn't experience anything like that and haven't yet since using it at rehearsals after the gig either. Now let's take a look at that cable boost feature so you can see why I was so stoked about it. Okay, we're plugged into it now, using it without the cable boost, just a mid-gain kind of sound. Now we take it, we switch the cable boost on, and it's going to make it noticeably less thin. It was the one thing I found lacking in the other wireless devices that I used. You get robbed of some of the signal, and that little cable boost thing is really good. So there's my overview and quick review of this piece of gear. You get what I think is a very premium wireless unit for more of a mid to low range price. I would definitely recommend it. And if you have any questions or comments, please leave them below. I get back to everyone as soon as I can. And until next time, guys, keep making great music.